TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the terrific Thursday, the July 1st edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Yeah, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift of every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what the bulls and bears, what the buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, well, we've got you covered. Go ahead, let those fingers do the walking. Go ahead, send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question, of course, in our Tigers. Then, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Lush Show. Right now, you got a mixed bag out here. We got the Dow up 84, and the S&P's up 14. Nasdaq's off 46. Russell's up 15. Semis are down 50. Trannies are up 153. A real mixed bag out here. Leading the charge dollar-wise to the upside, it is Pop Culture Group up $34 or 112%. I don't know, maybe it's an IPO. Booking hold up 18. Amadisis. I don't know what it is. It's up $16 or 6.5%. The Regeneron Pharmaceuticals up 10 or 2%. To the downside, Boston Beer, Sam Adams off $41. Wow, down 4%. Nobody's drinking Samuel Adams these days. Nova Cure Limited down $35. That's off 15%. Amazon's off 27, less than 1%. Roku down $22. In fact, we're going to start with Roku today because that's a request from one of our listeners, from Jim. Jim says, I'm long Roku. Looking to trade around the TD9 count on the daily. Can you please go over the counts on the daily and weekly and daily resistance levels? Yeah. So I think we did this yesterday in the case of Roku. We're going to do it again here today. So let's just go right to the heart of the matter. And what Jim is asking about is the TD9 count. So we've got a nice TD9 count that formed yesterday. It was a bar following bar number 9. So what you should anticipate and expect, Jim, is price should get back and test that oscillator and change line, which is green. It's normal after you form some type of a top to at least come back and test that level. Now, if price closes below that level, a different message. But where price is targeting is that oscillator and change line. It's currently printing at 420 and change out there, so that's going to be your range. I don't know, 418 to 421, just depends on, in any event. So that's on the daily basis. You should anticipate and expect a further retracement. That's your key level of support because its profiles are way down in the 355 area out there. The weekly chart, you asked about that as well. And on a weekly basis, no TD9 count to be worried about. This is going to be bar number 6. But prices trading into a swing point. Let's go back to the other charts here. It has tested it, and so far I believe it has rejected that swing point. So the swing point that we're talking about, let's go ahead and draw a line out here. Let's draw a red line. No, let's not do a red line. Let's use a yellow line because I've got red in the top of the profile. So let's get to your yellow horizontal line. So now what we're looking at is here's the swing point. Okay, so the swing point that it's testing, Roku that is a swing point that began on February 15, 2021. The volume there was 20 million. You're trading into it was 17. So from a swing point analysis standpoint, if price is able to close above 436 and you're at 435.49, if price, did I say 436? Let me make sure. Yeah, 436. If price is able to close above that, that says, even though you've got a TD9 count on a daily basis, should make another run for those highs. But to close below that, The problem is it's testing it with volume. You should at least get back and test the 436 area. So with regard to Roku, again, the daily's got the TD9 count top. That says price should pull back to test the oscillator and change line. The weekly says its oscillator and change line is down to 396. That was another question that you asked me about. So you say you want to trade around it. Trade around it. You got a TD9 count on the that's the weekly. Wait, no, that's not the weekly. That's my apology. Let me look at the 30-minute time frame chart out here. So in trading around it, you did get a Rhodes momentum indicator signal yesterday at 4 p.m. So as the market came to a close, you had that little dark cloud cover candle. Then you get a gap to the downside at the open. There's your second bearish reversal signal out here. So if you're trying to trade around this, Jim, I would be looking for Roku to come in around 423.70. You're in bar number, it's forming bar number 8 right now. This is going to close at 130. So bar number 9 is at 2. So between now and 2:30, you should see some kind of a TD9 count bottom. And if you do, and that's above 423.70, then we should see at least some type of rally or counter trend move up to the oscillator and change line on the 30-minute time frame. So I hope that helps you out with regard to trying to trade around it, what Roku is doing. And thanks so much for the question. No other questions at this stage here. So let's go take a look at what the markets are doing. And to do that, let's go take a look at our TAS market profiles. I think I had mentioned to you that the NQ is attempting to form a new profile. Now, I say attempting to form. We're using Stevie's advanced Doppler tool out here. And this profile looks substantially different than it did this morning at 8 o'clock when I sent the newsletter out, because then we had the profile down below price, which was very bullish. Now, this is not bearish. The fact that a profile, just simply we know where resistance is, or we believe we know where resistance is, and that's up at the 14,606 level. Now, support would be between the range of 14,228 and 14,336 out here. That's assuming this takes hold. We won't know until tonight. In our case here, we won't know until tomorrow. And there's in the case of the ES Mini, no topping signal, price above yesterday's high. You've got an A to B equals CD. It says price wants to move up to 43.65 out here. The Dow, it found resistance at the descending trend line. How do those trend lines work, folks? They're amazing. They're great tools out here. Price found resistance there. Inside the Russell 2000, it's having a decent day today. It's got a resistance area of 23.46. That is the top of its daily profile out there. I'm going to switch over and grab some other, actually, let's do this here. Let's do the equity futures charts, and let me just change to that screen. So stop sharing, start sharing. And here you're going to see the daily equity future contracts again, but with our white background, our TD9 counts, our Rhodes momentum indicator signal. So we can see here that the NQ in the right-hand corner formed bar number 8 yesterday. It looks like it's going to form bar number 9 today. You've got a valid TD9 count top. We got resistance, which is 14,606. So we already know that if price is able to close above that, that would be a bullish signal. That would also, I'm not talking today, I'm talking tomorrow or the next day, if we were to close above that, because it would negate the pattern. Just like in Roku, if I were to ask you, where is it the NQ is likely targeting? And your answer, you'd come back and you'd say, oh, that's easy, Steve-O. That's the oscillator and change line, currently printing at 14,432. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500-plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE. And you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. You got the Dow is up at 86, S&P's up 14, NASDAQ is up 51. We've got a request inside the Tiger's Den to take a look at CRWD as the ticker symbol. That is CrowdStrike Holdings. And the question goes like this. I sold my Crowd at 261. It's trading right now at 248, so that sounds like a good move out there. And the question is looking for a re-entry. So here's what CrowdStrike did yesterday, at least. It confirmed a sell the D point. It did that because it created that little bearish engulfing candle. Prices trading with inside, and there was a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD, slightly above that level. There also happens to be, by the way, I'm not going to pull it over, that was a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top yesterday with that bearish engulfing candle. There was a TD9 count top that formed on this trading day right here, June 22nd. That high is still in place for that top out there, so you got three different tops. So we're in a bearish structured profile, and if CrowdStrike can close below 248.97, it's trading right now at close below 249.17. You're at 248.97. Then what you're looking at is a pullback into the 230.72 level. So your question is, where's the buy point? Right now, the only buy point that I would have would be 230.72 on the daily time frame. That is the bottom of its profile out here. So that's what I would look at. The weekly time frame, really not too bad. Price was able to take out the swing point from February 15th that had 11 million shares. It was taken out last week with 25 million shares. Now, not necessarily. I mean, you could say it was a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside on a weekly basis, or maybe it was a consolidation measured move out there. But nonetheless, at this stage here, you've got to watch the daily signals. Here, let me just pull over this chart. Here's the daily signals. We've already covered those, and with the price trading below the oscillator and change line, as well as the center of that profile, or close to it, that's what gives us that move down to the 230.72. Now, if you're asking me the ultimate buy area would be at 214.76. That is the breakout level that was established by that TD9 count pattern out there. Let's look at a short-term time frame chart. Let's look at a 30-minute. And on the 30-minute basis out here, what do we have? Not much. I don't have any kind of a bottoming signal out here. You can see how that oscillator and change line is acting as resistance. Notice how it changed color, and then we got the test, the normal test and rejection. In this case here, we don't normally we don't know what's a rejection or not, but here we got a test and rejection. That's bearish. So this is suggesting that CrowdStrike for its 30-minute time frame is very likely targeting 239.25. That is its TD9 breakout level. So I hope that helps you out in the Tiger's Den with regard to CrowdStrike. And my favorite polar bear says its bigger competitor IPO'd yesterday. Okay. That being said, David, it's got valid topping signals, and so I'd expect it to play out the way that we just reviewed that. But thank you very much for that information. There's a question, what trading software am I using? The black background charts here is eSignal. eSignal, great. First, the data feed from eSignal is as good as what comes from Bloomberg. So that's a beautiful thing out there. So you've got really quality data feed. Their charting system, which they just continue to improve and improve out there, it's really wonderful. I think one of the things that I like most about this software, first, also the TAS market profiles that form inside the eSignal system, they're the ones that are the most accurate out here. So that's also helpful in understanding where support and resistance is. And then what I love about this is the flexibility to be able to multiply or divide. You taking a look at multiple symbols out there. That's how I'm able to take a look at gold, and you are able to take a look at how gold is trading in terms of dollars. That's your left-hand panel. Euros, that's the next panel. Then you've got yen, and then on the very right-hand side is in Great British pounds out there. So very helpful. Also helpful to help understand the global flow of capital, right? So we just took a look at a chart that allowed us to do that. I could do that as a symbol, and a watch list out here. And this allows us to, so just very flexible. The white background chart is Ninja Trader, where I have developed most of my tools out there that you see. So that answers that question. And let's see if we've got any other requests out here. At this stage here, at 1:22 in the afternoon, the answer is no, or nothing at least has come through to my phone by email. And I don't believe we have anything left inside the Tiger's Den, although if there is something that you'd like me to look at, please fire away. There we go. We got our trusty Hector and the fuel injectors. And Hector wants to take a look at CVX. So let me get that fired up on that white background set of charts out here. Let's read. Let's actually get to our 3-panel charts and our eSignal system. So Chevron's is CVX out here. And Hector's question is, Happy Frosty Foster's Day. Hey, now you're thinking. I haven't had a Foster's in a long time. But what a great beer that one is. CVX gapped up today. Are we still waiting for the buy point down at 101? Okay, let's go take a look at it. So it gapped up today, and Hector, the answer is yes. It gapped up and did what? It gapped up right into resistance, the bottom of that daily profile. And as long as price remains below the bottom of that daily profile, and here's where Hector is looking at it, the 101 point that we're looking at is this nice sideways consolidation that Chevron has been trading in. So right now, the answer to your question at 1:24 in the afternoon is nothing has changed from yesterday. And it's mid-stroke. I mean, it is midway in between this in a consolidation pattern. So it's neither a risk reward to the upside or to the downside. At least that's the signal coming from the daily time frame. With regard to CVX on my other set of charts out here, let's see if there's any other pieces of information that we can provide to Hector. And Hector, the 30-minute chart, well, just happened to have that open because we were looking at that before. 30 minutes got a nice TD9 count. So that gap up, the interesting thing here, Hector, is that gap up this morning on the 30-minute time frame chart completed the TD9 count. So unless price gets above today's high, and that gap up is 107.12. If price does get up above 107.12, that's going to indicate a further rally to the upside. But right now you got a valid topping signal there. Come back to the daily time frame chart. What do we have? Not much. Just not a whole lot of information out here. On the weekly, yeah, nothing. So, yeah, good point. It gapped up, and that is strong. That's strength. But it gapped up into what? It gapped right up into resistance, which is the bottom of that profile. And that's what keeps the idea of this moving to the bottom of that consolidation alive. So a happy 4th of July weekend to you. We're going to have a great one. The beauty about the state of Florida is that, if you grow crops, you're a farmer, you can go to the fireworks store and sign a document that says, you're just using these fireworks to scare off the crops. I am using the fireworks here to scare off some geckos, I guess. Yeah, that's what it will be. But it's a beautiful thing. So we will have a great 4th of July. I hope you do as well. Okay, so no other questions at the moment. Nothing inside the Tiger's Den. Let's just kind of surf around, see what information we can glean out of here. So we've already covered the equity futures. Oh, I know what we should go do is go take a look at Goldilocks, the U.S. dollar index. So we're definitely going to do that. Let's find the chart out here that has all three of those on one plate. And that plate is Stevie's screen. So here on the left-hand side, you've got the gold contract using Stevie's synthetic symbol. Same thing inside of silver. It just provides us with better profile data. And then on the very right-hand side, you've got the U.S. dollar index. You can see, same with the U.S. dollar index, trading above resistance, suggesting a move to 93.05. If we get back from this break, we'll continue looking at these charts, but we'll look at another pit stop that the U.S. dollar index may have, or once it clears it, would say it's headed topside, as if it isn't already. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Tom O'Brien has just published his 1000th Gold Report. It's amazing to think that Tom has been writing his weekly Gold Report for almost 20 years. To celebrate the 1000th issue of Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, we've just launched a Tiger Dollar sale which runs for 2 weeks only through July 4th weekend. We've doubled all the Tiger Dollar bonuses where you can now get up to a 40% bonus on your purchase. But that's not all. Inflation is here and the price of the Gold Report is going up after July 4th. Right now, you can lock in the Gold Report at the current pricing of $97 a month for as long as you remain a subscriber. This deal won't come around again. Get your Tiger Dollars today and apply them to the Gold Report before the price goes up on July 5th. Tiger Dollars never expire and are good for any TFNN newsletter or service as a great way to add savings. Head on over to the front page of TFNN.com for all the details and help us celebrate Tom O'Brien's 1000th Gold Report.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking some time here to go through gold, the U.S. dollar, silver, and on the right-hand panel, you've got the U.S. dollar index. Trade above resistance, above a swing point, trading higher. You've got gold rallying just a tad here. today, but really right into the bottom of that daily profile. That level is 1775.70. We're at 1776.10 as we speak. The question is, can it hold that level if the U.S. dollar index is going to head higher? Well, we have to really evaluate the U.S. dollar index. We have to understand what's going on in the components that make that up. And that is 6 different currency pairs. So to really do a analysis, understand what's going on with the U.S. dollar index, we've got to go see what's going on with those currency pairs because each currency pair is not equal. And what I mean by that is if you take a look in the upper left-hand corner, the number one weighted currency inside the U.S. dollar index is the euro. And it's trading right now into a very key level, a swing point, that if price closes below, that swing point is going to be 1.1847. Right now we're at 1.1851. A close below that will then suggest that the euro is going to go ahead and target 1.1734. That's that TD9 breakout level. And that will put strength inside the U.S. dollar index. If we take a look at the Japanese yen, let me just expand this chart out here just a bit. Let me pull this back, get rid of that. Here's what we know about the Japanese yen. Strong like bull. And that ain't no bull. Price is above a TD9 breakdown resistance level. That's at 110.75. Price is trading at 111.56. Now, there is the possibility that the yen could top out here because it is in wave number 7. That's letter G that you see on my screen out there. But that can continue. Wave number 7 will continue until there is a lower high. So it has potential topping signal, but otherwise it looks very, very bullish out here as that continues to weaken. In this case here, as this currency pair moves higher, it is weakening against the U.S. dollar index. So that's putting strength. So the yen's putting strength into the U.S. dollar. The euro is really not doing much right now. Hasn't moved much from yesterday's close out there. But if it does break through that down below the bottom of that swing point, the dollar will just take off to the moon. Now, its moon happens to be at $92.75. And right now we're trading at 92.52. But if price were to close above 92.75, then it's back to its recent highs, the highs from back in April in the $93 area. Well, if you take a look at the Great British Pound, it's really these 3 currency pairs, the euro, the yen, and the pound, that make up the bulk, about 87%, I believe, of the index. And so that means we really don't have to spend a lot of time on the loonie or the corona or the Swedish krona, the Swiss franc. So we really don't have to, just these 3, the euro, the yen, and the pound, that we really need to spend our time on. Well, the pound is breaking through that swing point. And that suggests that the pound is headed to 1.366. So that's putting strength into the U.S. dollar index. So really what this says, we already know that the yen is putting strength in and the pound is putting strength in, and it's all about the euro out there. So keep a close eye on that, again, because a close below that swing point says it heads lower, and then you will see the U.S. dollar index move quite a bit higher, and you should see, doesn't guarantee that you will, but you should see gold then go ahead and move lower. So let's go take a look at the gold charts out here. Let's use our 8-panel system to do that. That way we've got a good view of what's going on multiple time frames out here. So now let's move over to gold because we have a complete understanding of what is going on inside the U.S. dollar index. Remember, 2 of those 3 are saying the U.S. dollar index is going to get higher. So all your hope and dreams are hanging on the euro. Well, if we take a look at the U.S. dollar index, what do we see out here? We see first on the monthly, a TD9 count top, on the weekly, a TD9 count top, and on the daily, a TD9 count top. So we've got all of that. What else do we know about the daily time frame? We know that price is trading below a TD9 breakout level of 1821. Typically, when you get through one, you go to the next. The next here would be 1687. That would be a logical place for gold to find support. That's where it found support back in the, this is a daily chart here. Let me give you the exact date. That's where price found support back on March 30th and 31st out there. Moved to the upside, created that little TD9 count. There is a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that's been triggered, but no bullish reversal signal, no bullish reversal candle has formed as of yet, so that's suspect. I would expect and anticipate that gold could easily make that rally up into that oscillator and change line. Don't get fooled by this, okay? The oscillator and change line changed colors a handful of sessions ago. When that changes color, there's a phenomena that takes place. What is that phenomena? We usually see price the movement in price subside. That's what took place here in gold. And over the coming sessions, and we don't know how many, it can be one, it can be many. In this case here, it's many. We see price and that oscillator and change line catch up to each other. We've just looked at it on a couple of charts already today. So but the problem is we don't know how that's going to happen. In other words, price could just keep moving sideways. That line could just move lower out here. But it's a test and rejection of that line that will then say the next leg, which is the next leg would take you down to the 1687 to 30 level. So now, if price closed above that, well, then we've got a different message, but we're not at that message just yet. What would that message be? It might be a move up to the 1819-ish type area. So that's in the daily time frame. If we look at what's going on an intraday basis, a 30-minute time frame chart forms wave number 7, a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price right now, and it did find support at a new profile, bullish structured profile that formed at 1769. Price right now is testing that oscillator and change line. If price continues to move higher, look for resistance at 1783.40, the top of the 30-minute profile. 60-minute chart's not assisting us with anything. The 120-minute chart is. The 120-minute chart is the one that generated the TD9 count bottom and has created the TD9 count top. Although it really, we've got that TD9 breakdown resistance level of 1779.90 out here. So really, on this time frame, we've got gold consolidated between 1755 and 1779 out there. But as we look at these charts, not a whole lot of movement, not that you can't see any. But look, folks, I want you to be very cautious because we just took a look at the underlying instruments that make up the U.S. dollar index, which is a whole lot different than just looking at the U.S. dollar index. Why? Because we saw that there were key levels of support or resistance that were failing, that were signaling to you and I that that's going to put more strength inside the U.S. dollar. So that makes that euro mighty, mighty important to watch out there. So I hope that helps you out with regard to gold and silver and the U.S. dollar. Let's go take a look at light sweet crude out here. And to look at light sweet crude, let's go use a 4-panel. Let me get off of that screen. Let me get to a different screen out here, and then let's go actually find the panel we want to look at. So when we look at light sweet crude, get over here. Where is it? Copper, silver. Give me a moment, folks. Platinum, light sweet crude. We're going to look at this little quad. And here you're looking at the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. So the quarterly shows what? Because first, price above all profiles. All profiles with the exception of the quarterly. So it's above the daily, weekly, and the monthly out there. Well, guess what? The quarterly is a bullish structured quarterly profile. Price is above the center, which was at 66.09. We closed yesterday well above that level. And this is suggesting that price is going to go target the top of that profile, 92.15. There's not anything in any of the other charts to suggest that that's not is what's going to unfold out here. This is over time. The light sweet crude, regardless of what the U.S. dollar index is doing, light sweet crude is really strong like gold. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD, Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We got the Dow trading up 90, the S&P's up 18, the NASDAQ is off 15. And let's go out to California to speak with Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Steve. How about yourself?
Doing well. Tell me what we're going to take a look at.
This is one we haven't talked about before, although it is something I've followed for a long time. And there used to be a division of this company that was in America that I bought, years ago from my boys, and they did good with it. So I've known about it for a long time, but I'm not in it presently, and I'm just looking at potentially trying to go long, and it just seems to me that since that May 11th high, there's been lower highs and lower lows, and I just think that there's maybe something down in the about $1 lower than it's at, but I just wanted to see if you had some level down lower that would make sense to at least be watching it.
Sure. So there certainly is an A to B equals CD pattern that is underway. And so let's go ahead and draw that in on the daily time frame. And the A point out there is the high that you were referring to back in May. The B point out here, folks, is going to be the low on May 26th. It makes a retracement into a high on June 2nd. And now price is trading below that B swing point at 595. It was crossed with volume. 27 million shares took out 15 million shares. So the 1-to-1, A to B equals C, that would become one price target for us, Brent, is at $5.37. Right now, today, price is below the bottom of its daily profile. This would be day number 1 below it. The bottom of that profile is 576. A second close below it, say tomorrow, second consecutive close, I should say. That then says, okay, that 537, 501 area is game. We'd be looking for some type of bullish reversal candle as price approaches those areas to generate a Gartley buy pattern. That's what I see on the daily. Well, it turns out that the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD takes us to 537. 539 happens to be the center of its bullish structured profile. So in a bullish structured profile, that's the support area, which is between 515 and 539. So now we've got a daily A to B equals CD pattern that could line up with price testing support on the weekly time frame, and that would just add more conviction if we get that Gartley buy pattern. So Brent, any questions so far about those two charts or anything else that you might be looking at on those charts that I've just have overlooked at this stage?
No, that's great. That gives me some areas to be watching. That's what I was hoping for. And of course, we need some kind of a reversal candle or something to verify that pattern is completed.
So there's no other patterns, as I now pull up the daily time frame chart, that are present other than the A to B equals CD. There is a level of support that is out there before price would get all the way down. That's at 535. So we've got 535. Well, that's really right in that range. So you got 535,
537.
at 539. I mean, we know the area to be watching, and then it's just a matter of, will the right pattern form, will those areas hold? But that's a beautiful thing, and then we would just simply go to the 30-minute time frame chart at that stage to look for some type of bottoming signal, or could it be a 65 or 130 or even a 15-minute chart out there? So, yeah, Brent, I think we've got GGB nailed as to the area to be looking for. And really, this one really comes together nicely out there. I'm going to have to, keep it on a mental watch list out here, too.
It's an interesting company. Just fundamentally, I don't do a lot of that, but if you look at the numbers, they're actually pretty solid.
What do they do, if I can ask?
It's a Brazilian steel company.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah.
Well,
their numbers look pretty solid. It pays a little dividend, and it has some potential. The one thing about it, there hasn't been, the range of it's not big. It's like, the low is probably about maybe under $3 and the high is $7. And you have to go way back to see it ever up in the 20s or something. So there's not a huge amount of room in it. But if it were to get down to low 5s and it could then potentially go up to 750 or something, that's, possibly worthy of looking at.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting stock chart as I take a look at the daily time frame out here. There are some gaps, but not a ton. Of course, that's really caused by the Brazilian real. And so although I don't have enough time to do it really right now, because it takes just a little bit of time to set it up, I will, Brent. I'll try to remember. And if so, I'll pull the chart up tomorrow during tomorrow's show. The correlation chart that just takes a look at the price directional correlation of the Brazilian currency, just to see how much of an impact that might have on this as well. But regardless of that, boy, we know the area to be watching, folks, and that's in that 537, 539-ish type range out there. And Brent, is there anything else that I can do for you, or anything else I can look at?
I think that's it. No, that's great. Just have yourself a wonderful 4th of July. Be safe and take care, and I'm sure I'll talk to you after that.
That sounds great. Hey, Brent, thanks so much for the call. Always good to talk to you. That was Brent in Martinez, California. Let me just check the email, see if there is anything else that came in here, any other requests. And no other requests. So let's see, what should we go look at out here? I'm just going to surf around. A New York Stock Exchange, its advanced decline oscillator is back above 0. Interesting. So the advanced decline oscillator, which is really used to generate the summation index. You hear David White talk about the summation index often. And that's this third panel from the top that's on my screen. You see the green line goes from green to red and red to green and vice versa. That line is telling us whether the advanced decline oscillator, or the color of the line, I should say, is whether or not the advanced decline oscillator is above 0 or below 0. Makes sense, right? Well, it makes sense when you understand that when it's below 0, it typically signals sellers are in control. When it's above 0, buyers are in control. Now, there are some additional requirements, and that is that 2-day requirement. It can't just be 1 day up above. If it is 1 day up above, such as today, and then back tomorrow, it's back below because price was below the 0 threshold level, signaling to you and I that sellers were always in control of the market. Whereas a second close, we don't know if today will close above the 0 threshold or not, but if it does, and tomorrow closes above that, that says the New York Stock Exchange is on the move higher. Now, let's do this here. Since we don't have any other questions, let me go to my indices. I'll pull over the New York Stock Exchange. Just curious what chart patterns are out here as well. So as we look at the New York Stock Exchange, what we're going to see is what, Steve-O? We're going to see a TD9 count and a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. So it's got the valid topping patterns out here. Price is not just, or the advanced decline oscillator is above that 0 threshold. If it finishes that way, and we have the New York Stock Exchange above the green oscillator and change line, we should see a further rally. Now, the rally might not be much higher because there is resistance at the price point of 16,678. We're at 16,635, but if price did close above that level of 16,678, that would say price in the New York Stock Exchange is going to make its way back to the high. So valid topping signal still in place right now inside the New York Stock Exchange. Right now, what we're really doing is just evaluating the daily or interpreting the daily information out here. That spot volatility index trading well below that 50-day exponential moving average. When price is below the 50-day exponential moving average, well, things are generally bullish. That's what this chart here shows. You can go map this out on your screen as well, but conditions are generally bullish. So what we have right now, as we go back to that VIX, conditions are generally bullish. As we look at the ES Mini, prices above all profile levels, and that opens up the door to this big A to B equals CD, that could take us into the 43.65 level. If that is going to happen, what we're then going to see is we're going to see the ES Mini form and then negate a TD 9-count pattern, or likely that's what we're going to see. So we get back from this breakout here. We'll go take a look at those charts, or that chart for the ES Mini, and yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So before we went to that break, we were taking a look at the ES Mini. We're looking at the A to B equals CD pattern that I had drawn. The A to B equals CD pattern that I'm drawing in starts with the low on May 13th. And so that's this right here where my cursor's at. I can't draw the A to B equals CD pattern out there with this white background chart, but that's the one that would take us up. The one would take us to 43.65. Now, as we look at the daily time frame chart for the ES Mini, we're going to see that today is going to form bar number 8 of a TD9 count. What you and I know is when TD9 counts identify tops, that high occurs on either bar 8, 9, or the bar following 9. That says the ES Mini could form a top between today and Monday. Now, that top would just simply initially just take price back to the oscillator and change line, which is currently printed at 42.83. We don't know whether price could take that level out or not. We just know it's a key level of support. out here. There's also Rhodes momentum indicator signal that's triggered. So a bearish reversal candle and a close below that oscillator and change line would suggest a further retracement out here. So before price is going to make that 43.65 level, we're going to see, or we should see, a little battle unfold. Doesn't guarantee that yet, not until we get tomorrow's candle to confirm bar number 9 of the TD9 count. Will that unfold out here? So watch for the little battle. And if that battle is, if the bulls are able to win that battle, then that 43.65, which is only another 60 points from where we're at right now, really comes into fruition. But the reality is 43.65 is really not where price would stop. What did you just say, Steve-O? I said 43.65 is not where the ES Mini would stop. And the reason is, in fact, let me just show you that reason if I can. I know I can, I just have to do it. Here we go. And the reason is, let's just expand this chart out. If you take a look at the retracement here, the B to C retracement, and you take a look at how price is trading along that C to D leg, all of those are suggestions that this would be more than a 1-to-1, A to B equals CD. And now we're talking 44.29. Not 43.65. Hey, folks, stay tuned for David White, your favorite polar bear, the Power Trading Hour, followed by Tom O'Brien, who will take us on home. I'll be back with you tomorrow on Fantastic Friday. Have a terrific Thursday, folks.
Building wealth trading in the stock market